Oh, I made it.
There we go. Mountain Woodsy.
Yes,
Got Glenn, Sassy Gal,
Martin Midlife.
Copycats in here.
Let's see. Oh,
Yeah, it's starting to fill up. That's good. Oh, there we go. Forgot to mute my YouTube page.
uh-oh.
Oh wow, it just dropped.
Green.
I don't know if that's a YouTube doing it or just everybody just dropped off of it because we had
I'm showing 14.
yeah. Oh, there it went back up to 13. It dropped down all of a sudden. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Um, Welcome everybody. Our special guest is Linda's Prepper Kitchen. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about your channel?
Well, my name is Linda, and I'm from Linda's Prepper Kitchen. There, I do everything from canning, dehydrating, shopping hauls, well, prepping hauls, um, DIY projects, you name it, I do it.
That's good. And right now is the best time to be, well, should be a good time to get into prepping.
Absolutely. It's a great time to get into prepping. If ever before, now is the time to start putting food away because we are headed for a beeline straight to the big D.
Yeah.
And you just want to be prepared.
When did you start prepping?
I started prepping in the last part of 2019. I was lucky enough that my sister was watching things taking place over in Dragon Country, I'll say. And so we could pretty much see what things were going on over there, and we knew they were heading this way. So I started prepping a few things and putting it back. And then in February, when things really kicked off, I had a few things, but I was not fully prepared.
Yeah.
So that's when I started, and I haven't stopped since.
Yeah. I started probably about 96, 97. We lived out in the country, and it was a 20 to 30-minute drive to a store, and then it was even further if I wanted to go to the bigger stores. And then I'll do it at one time. And then if we forgot something, we had to go all the way back out and do it again. And then I started getting into the canning. Well, my wife at the time wanted to get into canning. So the first time we went to a farmer's market and canned a bunch of green beans and stuff. But that was the whole start of it. And it wasn't like major. It was just stuff that I didn't want to go to the store and get all the time.
Well, I started off with a few cans of chicken and a few cans of tuna and a bunch of green beans on my and I had a couple of packs of toilet paper, and I just thought I was all prepared. I was not prepared at all.
Oh yeah.
You know what though? It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long at all. Once you start, you can get just a little bit a week, and before you know it, you've got a huge pantry.
Yeah.
So
and the way when the thing that came out, the sickness, the way they on the media, whenever everybody rushed in to get toilet paper and stuff, I was watching the news then, and I fell for the whole thing. Seeing everybody go out and buy all this stuff, I'm like, oh crap, are we going to run out of food?
I was in it. Like I said, I had some things, but I was out there in the mix too. I
Yeah.
was and it was scary. It was scary. And it's going
Yeah.
to be scary again because
Well,
it's going to happen again.
yeah. Like I just did a video because China is already saying that if they do what, or if we do what we did to Russia with the sanctions, they're going to cut us off completely. And everybody, a lot of people say, "Oh, that's good," but there's a lot of stuff that we get from China.
There's a lot. I don't know that I totally see them totally 100% cutting us off, but I do see them cutting us off enough that they're going to bring us to our knees.
Oh
They
yeah.
could, I forget where I saw it, that China can bring us to our knees without firing a single shot.
Hmm.
It was a headline I saw somewhere, news here on YouTube somewhere. And I firmly believe that if there's anything out of China that we need to get it now because
Yeah.
China's not playing. China is not playing. China don't need anybody else. China can do it all by himself
Yeah.
if it comes down to it.
And then you get the weird drunk lady going over to Taiwan. That was a whole mess all by itself. But what I wanted to go over, one of the things that I seen. Oh, it looks like you might have froze up a bit.
I don't know why I don't know what's happening. Bear with us, everyone.
But I've made ghee before, but I've never seen it done in an oven, and it looks a lot easier than setting over the thing stirring the pot on the stove.
It
And
is.
I seen that you just put it in the oven.
That's it. You just stick it in the oven, go sit down and watch some YouTube channels, come back in an hour and a half and check it. And if it's the way you dark and brown looking, it's ready. Strain it and pour it in a jar. That's it.
Yeah, and that stuff's expensive. Aldi's had it for $12 for a little thing.
Yeah, 9 ounces. 9 ounces.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Why is this so expensive?
I have no clue why they charge so much for it because it's just butter, clarified butter.
Yeah.
And it lasts I know it lasts at least a year because I have a jar sitting right there that I made back in June of 21 and it's still good. So, and when you open it up, it's good for a couple of months on your countertop. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can stick it in the refrigerator. You don't have to, but you can.
Yeah.
It's a great way to have butter in a SHTF situation.
Yeah. Because I mean, you get the liquid stuff, but still, when you want butter,
you want butter.
You want butter. And there's that fake margarine stuff that you buy, chemicals that you buy in the store.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody in chat has any questions, just ask away or just put it in caps or something. That way we notice it. I did see somewhere somebody was, you can bacon grease that way too.
Somebody told me that in the comments. I have been wanting to know a way, and I never thought of doing it like ghee. But I don't know. I have not. I got a fly in here. My door's been open. Sorry. I have not researched it. I want to research it first before I actually do it that way.
Yeah.
But if it's true, I'm definitely putting some bacon grease on my pantry shelf. So.
Well, we got first question: How do you make ghee?
Put your butter in an oven-safe bowl at 300 degrees. Leave it in there an hour and a half. Bring it out. If it's all brown and the milk fat at the bottom start to turn brown, then you just strain it into your jar. Put your lid on it and leave it overnight. You got ghee.
Yeah, you can go over and watch her videos. she shows everything, like skimming the stuff off the top and then straining it out, and that's pretty much it. How long have you been canning? Oh, well, look like she froze up again.
There we go. I see Doreen's got a video out there too on how to make geese. So y'all go check my video and her video out.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
This is not a real background, by the way. I don't have chickens in my bunker.
Because of me watching your channel right before I came on, I went on and Googled how to get a digital background. Sometimes you just got, maybe my house is dirty and I don't want people to see it, you know.
Well,
yeah.
I've got people to ask me, it must be nice that you have your own bunker and everything, and I'm like, it's not really real. It's there's nothing back there. It's.
Did you have to get a green screen to have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
Yeah, if not, it's just a green cloth up there.
Okay. Try that.
Shift Kicker asks, how long have you been canning?
I have been canning I was canning actually a little bit before I started prepping. So I've been canning probably about 3 years, 4 years, 20, 22, it's almost 23, about 3.5 years.
Yeah. What's the first thing you canned?
I think it was carrots.
Carrots?
I think it was carrots.
Yeah. I think the first thing I did was green beans and yellow wax beans.
Okay. It could have been green beans. I did either green beans or carrots. The actual easiest thing to can for me is meat protein. That's the easiest.
Yeah. And everybody seems to be scared of doing meat because
yeah that's the easiest though. That is the easiest, and you have less a chance of getting botulism from beef than you do from vegetables, from meat, not necessarily beef but meat. So
and I seen the question, what is ghee? And that's exactly what it is.
It's clarified butter. Yep, Carrie berries. It's clarified butter. You take the milk fat solids and separate it from the butter, the oil, and that's what ghee is.
Yep. And you can put it in a can and save it.
Yeah. Yep. There's so much that you can. A lot of controversy out there for.
Uh-oh. Froze up again. Yep. Sometimes I don't know if it's StreamYard does it sometimes.
They have the approved methods on how to do it. But those are just the tested methods. There's plenty of other things out there that you can. It just means it hasn't been tested yet. So not necessarily everything that's not tested is unsafe. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I'm friends with TJ Preps, and because I even fell for it because I seen pictures of saying, oh, they changed the expiration date, and I never really paid attention to if there was an expiration date on canning jars and the lids and everything. And then I seen that where it says 18 months. I'm like, well, I know I had stuff longer than that and it was fine.
Yeah, and those dates are you talking about on like a store-bought can, or are you talking about on
the
store-bought stuff? Okay,
yeah.
Those are just best used by dates. So many people throw their food and their medicines and things away by those dates. Please, whatever you do, don't throw your food out. That is just at its peak goodness on those dates. If it smells good, looks good, taste it, and it tastes good, it's good. Just like if it looks like chicken, it's a chicken. Same thing. If it looks good, it's good. Don't throw it out. And my doctor told me, because I asked her about some alternate prescriptions that I might could help with my health issues. And she told me that not to throw away she said, what happens with your medications? They lose the potency. It doesn't mean that they're not any good. They're just losing potency over time. And
Yeah.
in a situation, anything is better than nothing. So don't throw your food away. Don't throw your prescription drugs away. Yeah, those are just best by dates.
Yep. Yeah. I remember I found a can of corned beef hash.
Uh-huh.
It had rolled over and behind the pantry, and I like, and it was like 2-3 years past the sell by date, and I ate it anyway, and it tastes just like even the I've got when I can get turkeys on sale. I don't know about anymore, but beforehand I would buy an extra turkey or two just to keep it in my freezer in case the power went off. It helps keep your stuff frozen longer. And I had a turkey that was 4 years past the sell date, and it actually tastes better than the newer.
Really?
The newer turkey. Yeah.
They got some good packaging on the turkeys.
Oh yeah.
They really do. I tried now last night at dinner time. I needed a bottle of ketchup, and so I pulled a bottle out and squirted it on my little paper because we got out and we just needed ketchup, and it looked a funny color. So we went and got another one, brought it out. It was also bad, and they were I would say those were about 6 months past the date. Ketchup and tomato products don't last way past the date, but you still don't throw it out until you, like I said.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times because of just the acid in tomatoes, that's why I despise the pop top cans, because what is it? Raviolis, Chef Boyardee stuff. A lot of times it will eat the seal on the cans.
Yeah.
The acid from tomatoes.
Yeah. The acid will eat it up.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you buy if you see a dented can, say you've got only a few items of certain on your shelf and you really like them, and all you can find at the store is a dented can. If that dented can is not too bad, it's not on the scene. This is just my opinion. You can go ahead and buy that dented can, put it in the front, and because if your food on your shelf is still good for a while, that extends you're still adding to your preps. You could still use, but otherwise, if it's on the seal or whatever, I would definitely don't buy any dented cans.
Yeah.
Another thing I heard that doesn't last long in a pantry for some reason is pineapple. I don't know why, but a lot of people tell me they've had some horror stories with trying to prep pineapple. So,
that's got a lot of acid in it too.
Yeah,
it could be just the acid, because a lot of times the cans are coated. And I guess it eat through that coating.
So do you do any dehydrating?
Yeah, here and there. Mainly for spices and stuff. Like last year I did my own paprika, and usually I'll smoke the peppers first and then dehydrate them. That way it's smoked paprika, because I like smoked paprika better. But last year I didn't have a smoker, so I just did regular paprika.
I've never made paprika. I have to try that.
Yeah,
sure.
Just red sweet pepper, and just dehydrate it, and you got your own paprika.
If I'm not being too nosy, do you buy from like the what is it, Augustin Farms and those other big?
I do the clearance stuff. I don't buy the high dollar stuff, because that stuff is way too expensive for
It
me.
is. Only thing I regret is I've only got one thing of their eggs.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Ketchup would go darker the older it gets.
I'm sorry. I don't know if people can still hear me when I get.
No, I went over and checked, and it shows you actually frozen. So I
Okay.
was wondering, is it me or is it her that's freezing
It's
up? So I
probably
went and
me
checked.
then. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
it happens.
I recommend people dehydrate because you can get 5, 10, 15 years out of that food um, versus for like $3 or $4 versus $50 for something that you may not even live to eat. 40,
Yeah.
50 years, not everybody's guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? You can stock your pantry cheaper with the same items if you just dehydrate it yourself. And if you're lucky enough to have a
Teresa,
freeze dryer, there you go too.
yes, I do, but I do more medicinal stuff than I just do edibles, like mullein, stuff like that. I try to keep it stored for longer. Not so much edibles unless it's mushrooms or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love dehydrated pineapple. It doesn't last very long. Also watermelon, dehydrated watermelon.
I've never tried that. I've heard that it's very difficult to dehydrate watermelon, but
Yeah, and the first mistake I did, I said, well, I'm going to cut it real thin. That way it takes less time. But the thin pieces that I cut were almost like razor blades.
oh,
So it actually cut the roof of my mouth when I was eating on it.
oh wow.
So the next time I cut thick pieces, it takes forever.
Does it? I bet it does.
Yeah,
But I bet it's good though.
yeah.
So I know right now we have a shortage on, well, it's not necessarily short now, but there is going to be a shortage on it, and that is our meats. And I've never dehydrated meat, but I sure do pressure can it. And I highly recommend anyone out there that might be viewing and tuning in right now that if you're not pressure canning food, um, you need to put that at the top of your prepping list to
Oh
get
yeah.
to a canner and start putting away some meat, some vegetables. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. You will be
Oh
hooked
no.
the first time you put meat on your shelf. You might
Yeah,
not be hooked over the green beans or the carrots, but you're going to be hooked the first time you put some meat on your shelf and know it's there for your family because it's just a matter of time for, stuff's going to hit the fan.
yeah. I remember even 2020, I was getting cans of chicken for $1.49, $1.69. Now they're almost $4.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you remember back in 2020, when people were over there in the meat section just slinging the meat.
Yeah. Oops. Yes, it is. Um,
I was on a roll too. You can barely find meat, chicken now. So can you imagine?
yeah. And the thing that got me with they said why we're short on the chicken shortage was people are buying a lot of chicken sandwiches from the fast food places. And I'm like, no.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. I think it could be just all part of the plan for us to have crickets for dinner. Who knows?
Yeah. And that what is it? the test tube meat.
Yeah, yeah, they've been
Yeah.
trying to force that plant-based food on us for a while now. I
Oh
see
yeah.
it in every store I go, right up there in the meat section, in the canned meat. If you look up, especially at Food City, if you look up, there's a little whole section right up there by the canned meat where it's plant-based meat.
Yeah. And November, it's going to be legal for them to sell the cell meat, the fake meat, or the test tube meat, or whatever you want to call it.
I wonder why they wait until November. I'm holding out for just 2 more years. I'm hoping we make it.
Yeah.
Things are definitely just not looking good. No matter what you're looking at, things aren't looking good. And there is no reason not to prep. There's just none. If people that are not prepping by now, they're not going to. They're just not going to. It's kind of like people who don't read the Bible, their eyes aren't open to it. They're never going to be. If they don't see what's going on, they're never
Yeah.
going to. So the same with the preppers. If you're not prepping by now, you're probably going to get caught up in the mix.
And Bear Truth asks, how long would it take to water bath chicken?
Okay, Bear Truth. Okay. The approved method is you don't can any meat in a water bath canner. But I'm here to tell you, I have it has been done. I'm gonna put it like that. And it takes you about 3 hours to do it.
Yep. Double the time.
Yes, there's a
Oh yeah. That's I've actually ate bugs on a live just as a thing, by the way. And yeah, I would go out and get me a squirrel or something before I had to eat a bug.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think I would just go vegetarian before I eat bugs. And with them
Yeah.
plowing our fields under like they are, we probably won't even have that either.
No.
So they're not even planting them, and some that we do have, they're just plowing them under. So
Oh, and 10 TV says she's been following you for over a year.
okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's
You need to comment in the comment section. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons to prep and a lot of things out there to prep. Don't go out there and prep anything that you don't like. That's the number one rule when prepping. If you don't like it, don't buy it. I don't care if it's rice. I don't care if it's beans. If you don't eat it, don't buy it.
Yeah, because if you don't like something and have to be forced to eat it for however long, if things got bad,
you want to be eating the good stuff that you like.
Yeah, you get depressed about it after a while.
Yeah, you can just as easily prep good stuff that you like as you can stuff you don't like. And if you're rotating through it, when stuff hits the fan, your stuff on your pantry shelf usually lasts around at least a year, year and a half. Kinda. Most everything across the board is at least that long, with the exception of maybe cheese and tomato products. So yeah, prep what you eat and what you like.
Yeah. And I like beans and rice, so that works good for me.
I like beans and rice too.
Yeah.
So my daughter, she loves it. That's her favorite thing. Beans and rice, beans and rice.
Well, that's good. I know there's people that can't stand eating rice or beans. I mean, I could have a good pot of beans and cornbread at least once or twice a week.
Yeah, I'm having beans tonight. Matter of fact, I made what I call bog and some butter beans with cabbage in them. That's what I'm having. It is good.
Nothing wrong with beans. That's a good protein.
It sure is. It's good. So what are your top prep things that you're focusing on right now?
since I'm disabled, so I don't make a whole lot of money. So I'll when I do these hauls and stuff, I'll go out and just find stuff that I like
That's right.
that
I watched your video on that.
that's on sale.
That's right. Yes.
Um, and I just go for the sell items. I don't fall for the other stuff that there. I'll just wait until if I see there's a sale on it, then I'll go over and just get that stuff and put it in my pantry. But other than that, I would say here lately I've been trying to store up a lot of flour because I think flour is going to be a hard thing to come by.
Yes, I think sugar is there's something going on with the sugar right now. I had a few people that started off mentioning it, like Aldi's didn't have it at one store, and another person commented that it wasn't at a store. Everybody is, oh, we're fine. But I'm seeing more and more and more people chiming in that there's no sugar, no sugar. And we do know that I think it's India that is it India that's not exporting their sugar this year?
Yeah.
We can get it from other places. We have it ourselves, but it's still going to cause a huge shortage because I bet you we export more than we keep. So
Yeah.
we don't take care of ourselves first. We take care of everybody else first.
Yeah.
So,
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's like, which I don't know if the video is up anymore because I had to delete a lot of videos to get monetized again. But I was real surprised that we export a lot of rice.
Yeah. Wonder where that's growing at because.
Well, Arkansas is one. I think either South or North Carolina is another big grower.
Really?
And the thing is, we export with the husk on it because people in South America like it that way.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It unfortunately with the husk it doesn't last as long because everybody used to the rice how it is now, without a husk and everything on it. And that's
Okay.
one thing I didn't even know about until I started doing research about rice, and then because I wanted to know different types of rice and which ones lasted longer and all kind. I got into all that stuff. I thought it was,
Wow.
and that's kind of videos I like doing is when I actually learn something about that I didn't
I'm big
know
on
before I
documentary type videos. So yeah, I didn't know that we did rice here.
Yeah.
So.
But we export it all out.
Yep. We don't keep
And
it.
I'm like, why? And then we import it from Vietnam and everywhere else, China, and
Kind of like our gas, wouldn't you say so?
yeah, export it out.
We can make it here.
Yep, it's and that's the thing. Our gas per barrel, when they started raising the gas up over $5, the gas per barrel stayed the same, but they raised the price of gas.
You can't afford anything nowadays. Gas, food, water, electric, none of it. None of it. I got raised $200 a month on my rent, not this year, but last year, right in the middle of the pandemic. And I'm pretty sure they're probably going to hit me up for another 200 or 300 this coming year. So yeah, everybody hold on because it's coming. It's coming. From what I'm understanding, inflation's really going to kick in September, October, November, in that time frame.
Oh yeah. Yeah, November after the first part of November, I'll put it that way. Then a lot of good prices go up by 17%. So in meat, it's supposed to go up another 30%.
I think they do compound ratios on, I think I'm saying that right. I don't know, where it goes up 10% yesterday and they're hollering, oh, it's only going to go up 10%. Well, what about the 10% it already went up? So now
Yeah.
we're up to 20 something percent. I don't know what exactly that's called. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just going to get a lot worse, and it's going to get sad because you're going to start seeing more people getting homeless, more people not having. Yeah, it's just going to be bad all the way around, all the way around.
Yeah. And well, just look at eggs and milk, how much it's went up in the last 6 months.
I think they play off things. I think they like the eggs and the chicken. Granted, we had a lot of chickens that got put down because of the bird flu. But you notice
Yeah.
there was still chicken to have, there was still eggs to have. Why is it up now? Why are we paying almost $20 for a box of eggs? It doesn't make no
Yeah.
sense. If you got the eggs, there's no reason why that you're charging.
And look how fast from egg to full grown meat birds.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that we done away with last year and the beginning of this year. They're all gone. Then why didn't the price go back down?
And yeah, unfortunately, none of the prices on anything is going back down.
Oh no.
You're locked in. And they're still going up. So whatever they do finally go up to, you said 17%. Whatever they go up to, we're locked into that price. Once we pay it, we're locked into it. But we have a lot of people say, "Well, stop paying it. Stop paying it." Okay, well, I don't see that. I don't see 5 people out of 1,000 people stop paying it for it is going to help. We're almost forced into paying it. You know what I mean? You're going to pay it or you're going to starve.
Yeah. And they know that.
So yeah, we're going to be locked into those prices. We're just locked in. We don't really have a choice.
And that's what I was saying on the video, that if China does cut us off, that means no cars are getting built anymore. A lot of stuff like that. And like you go out, like if a part of my truck goes out, if I don't like the price of that at the auto parts, I can go to the scrap yard or salvage yard and get a cheaper price. Those used parts will go whoosh. They'll go skyrocket since there is no more China making it.
Yes. I suggest if anybody's got anything that they might be wrong with their car, or if their phone's about to give out, or go ahead, get it now. Get it now. Go ahead and go buy the part, have it on hand. If you think your phone's about to give out, go ahead and get you another phone. Just if there's anything, and I know almost everything comes from over there. That is so sad. That is so sad that we don't make enough of our own products here. But if it's something you use on a daily, I would get it. Take a look at where your laundry soap's coming from. Your dish soap. Don't forget your hot say. See if they're coming from over there or not.
Go around your house and see, flip it over and see where it's made at.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the thing, like your washer and dryer, your dishwasher, your air conditioner, your heater, your furnace. That go look at the stuff where it comes from.
Yes. Yes. The last thing you want to do is for your heat to break, and if you know it's about to crap out on you, I hate to use that word, but if it's going to go out on you, then you need to go ahead and call the repairman. Hey, it's been making a funny noise. Get it fixed, because at any moment China can say that's it, that's enough. And yeah, you don't want to be caught out in the cold this winter.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they say this is supposed to be a bad winter coming up too.
That's what I'm hearing.
Especially the central United States is supposed to get hit like frozen.
Yeah. That's what I've been hearing, that we're going to get some really bad temperatures, some really cold winters this winter. So yeah, everybody needs to just stock up. Keep on keeping on, like I always say. Don't stop now.
Yeah, and I was surprised because I with ramen noodles, because I see
Yeah.
a lot of people buy that stuff out during the first, where the toilet paper went and stuff. I seen a lot of people buying uh, ramen noodles, and I'm like, it's okay. I mean, I have ramen noodles, but I have other stuff that I would eat before I would eat ramen noodles. It's okay for like a snack or a lunch or something, but I don't know. It's got too much sodium in it for me. But Japan says that they don't have enough for them. So I'm very doubtful they'll be sending too much ramen over to the United States.
Oh no. And you know what? That feeds a lot of people, and you can do a lot with ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely need to get some more of those. I've got grandkids, and my kids all like them because I know when something happens, this is where they're all going to pile in. So only one out of the bunch, of my bunch, does anything towards the prepping thing. So the rest of them just going to be piling in on me. So I got to be prepared. And so do the
Yeah.
rest of y'all. If you got family, you know you're not going to tell them no. So you might as well go ahead and prep for them.
Yeah. How do you try to convince somebody that it's a good idea to prep?
I just, you know, you can only tell them what's going on in the world, and there's really no convincing them. They've either got an open mind to it or a closed mind to it. And granted, there are people that don't know what's going on because a lot of people don't watch the news. And if you could say, "Oh, do you prep?" If once you tell them, and if they reject it, they're probably the chances are not good. They're going to accept it. So I just
Yeah.
tell them, look, we go to where we're blah blah blah. We got shortages here. What would you do to convince someone?
Thank you, Ginger Ninja, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Um, I just tell them, in I say, because they'll ask me why you want to be a prepper, and I said, and I don't look at it as the term prepper, but um, I said, well, if you're going down the road and um, there's a bunch there could be a bunch of nails on one side of the road or something, but I'm gonna take your spare tire and your jack out of there. Um, is there a chance that you're going to need that? And they say, yeah, I might need it if I'm going to a flat tire. I want to have a spare. I said, well, that's the same thing as needing food down the road, or water or something like that.
Same thing with
And
him opening up a savings account at the bank. Why you got a savings account? Oh, in case of
yeah,
emergency, I'll have the money. Same thing.
and I every once in a while I get somebody that jumps in my chat saying it's a waste of money to prep. And I said, well, how do you figure that? And I said, well, if I buy 10 pounds of hamburger in 2019 and I put it in cans and can it, or jars and can it, and then 2 years down the road the price of hamburger is tripled, and but I have that same hamburger. How is that wasting money?
Exactly.
If not only just to prep in case something bad happens, if you can buy it very cheaply and then put it away and store it, um, that's saving money. It has nothing to do with prepping. It's just saving money. And that's the way I look at it. And every once in a while, yeah, I get that one person that comes in and says it's a waste of money.
The way I see it, at any time, I could decide to go ahead and start using my preps, and because I have prepped, I could go a few years without having to go buy liquor groceries minus, or a year, whatever I got,
Yeah,
without having to buy anything other than maybe if I choose to go buy bread and milk or eggs.
Yeah.
And then again, I wouldn't have to because I have it in my pantry.
Yeah.
So prepping is definitely not a waste of money or time.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's what way up high is yeast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was really surprised of yeast going up so
Yes.
high.
That's the first thing that's going to go to is yeast. Anything to make bread, you forget it. So you might as well go ahead and buy that yeast now, put it in your freezer, have it on hand, because you're going to pay more for it. Once things start flying off the shelves and you start looking for it, that little $5 container of yeast that we're buying, or however much we're paying for it now, I guarantee you it's going to be $50 or more online if you're trying to go find it. If the stores don't, you're going to pay a hefty price online.
Yeah.
I have seen where hand sanitizer that you could normally buy for $2 in Walmart started selling those same hand sanitizers in the store for $8, $10, and $15. And then when it was gone out of the store, if you try to buy it online, you are paying anywhere from $100 to $200 for some hand sanitizer to get it offline.
Look at baby formula. You could go on eBay and it was like $200 to $500 for a can of baby formula.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there are people that will go out, and if they figure this stuff out, they'll go and buy cases of it and then resell it.
Yeah. Didn't we have someone in the pandemic? What were they buying up? They were buying up something by the truck going on and buying it up everywhere. What was it? I can't remember. He got busted and he went to jail over it.
The Lysol stuff. I remember there was Lysol, there was baby wipes, something else. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, whatever it was, it was. I think it was the Lysol wipes.
Yeah,
or the spray.
But you're right. There's a lot of people who do that. A lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best to get it now while you catch it on sale, like you said, or while you can at least get it at these prices, no matter what it is. If you think you're going to use it or need it, I would definitely be getting it. And I don't think I would give up on making sure you have the hand sanitizer and mask on hand, because you don't know what next thing's coming at us.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things floating around out there.
When Mr. Potato Head is saying we need money for the next pandemic.
Yeah.
He's already ready for the next thing that.
Yeah, he's
the monkey business or whatever it is now.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just waiting on a couple of years. When that time is over, hopefully better times will roll in. I don't think it's never going to get back to the way it was before, I don't think.
Oh, no.
But maybe we can reverse some of the stuff that's been passed and get some of our own gas rolling and pumping and,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, what stuff can we, if we go to your channel, what do you got planned for the future of your channel? Some good stuff you got coming up.
Well, I have I'm doing a collab with a bunch of wonderful ladies. One of them, I'm looking at her in the chat. Sassy Gal Prepping right there is in it. Among some other people, it's a SHTF collab where we're making recipes off our pantry shelves as if we were, and we already are in it, but as if we could not get anything from the store. So you want to tune into that and see what I'll be cooking up, as well as I just have a lot of the same things that I always do. Some more canning, some more, just, you never know what you're going to get on my channel.
Yeah. Well, that's good though.
Yeah.
What was he going to say now? I seen somebody's comment, and I was going to ask you a question about it, and I forgot what it was now.
Hmm. So yeah. So what do you got coming up on your on your
Um,
channel?
well, um, like I said, I've been getting the flour and stuff. I was going to go show you different ways to um, preserve it
Yeah.
for a later time, the Mylar bags and stuff like that. And because I got Mylar bags that doesn't have the little windows in them that they're supposed to
Yeah.
have now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's always good to know how to store your food properly. You
yeah,
definitely want to know how to store flour because you're going to need that flour. So you need to know how to do it properly. So I would definitely be tuning into that video.
yeah.
So yeah.
And the because I mentioned it on another live. I was talking about hamburger because you just don't get it's just not you it's hamburger. They actually inject stuff into it that you get at like Walmart and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially Walmart and Aldi's is really bad about their hamburger. They
Really?
actually inject um, saline into their meat.
Really? Wow. Well, what, trying to preserve it or to increase the weight or
Yeah, and increase the weight and to make it look red longer.
I have noticed their chicken at Walmart's chicken. If it sells you these 5 pound bags, I think there's what they are of chicken thighs or chicken breast or
Yeah,
whatever. And those pieces look like they're this big. And when you're looking at it in the bag, take that piece of chicken out, set it in a bowl, and put it out to defrost. That little piece of chicken's that big.
yep,
You're
yep,
buying water, is what you're buying. So
yep,
yeah, you got to be careful about that. Also, be careful about the food looking really really bad in the stores. Um,
yep.
the meat section, you see packages where they're just bubbled up, um, where it looks like it's about to explode. Opening canned goods that are no good. Their produce is not
Oh,
lasting.
it's horrible.
Yes, it's
It
not
used to
lasting
be
long at all.
it would last and last. Now you got to eat it the first day or two or it's going to go bad. Bread.
Yeah. Romaine hearts used to be what I finally started buying. It's because it would last forever in my refrigerator, and I could have salad when I wanted it. You're lucky if that romaine lasts you 3-4 days now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what the
And
difference is, but it's not lasting.
the last few years, the recalls are crazy how much the recalls have went up. And they say that the FDA has gotten real good at their job all of a sudden.
Let me ask you something. I had a comment in my comment section. I hope I don't go freeze up, but have you heard anything? Because I tried to do some research on it, and it's actually going on in Canada, where the Canadian farmers are now no longer allowed to sell their produce to the general public. Have you heard anything on that?
A little bit. They it was I noticed that it was corn. They had issues with the corn. They weren't
Really?
allowed to sell it to the public.
That's kind of
And
like,
they
why don't they
kind of
want
do
it
that.
sold to the public? What's up? What's behind it? Are they that
Yeah.
short on food? Are they that stingy with the food that they're worried they're not going to get every little kernel paid for? I mean, that's just and is that going to happen here? I'm just
Well, it kind of does. Um, See there's always the stories, the conspiracy thing that they pay farmers to plow their
the
fields.
fields under, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is true and it kind of isn't. There's you got to dig more deeper into it. What it is, if they they get an insurance, they can get an insurance thing from the government So if they have a crop and it's not going to do as good as they think it's going to do, it's at a loss, but they can get money from the government and just plow it under.
Okay, I see.
And it's kind of a loophole-ish thing, but I mean, that money could, instead of giving them that money, they could buy it off of them and then still put the whatever the crop is out to the public.
Yeah.
Be it um, food banks or whatever, or do what they used to do with we had government cheese and beans and peanut butter and things like that. Why don't they do that?
Well, that government cheese, I'm telling you, there's nothing better. I remember that as a kid.
I love that cheese.
Yes. It was good.
You could cut it extra thick if you wanted to and get a nice. Oh,
Velveeta don't have nothing on that. On that
oh
cheese.
no.
Oh, it was good.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot going on. It's very pertinent that people go ahead and start stocking up and not stop. Don't stop.
Yeah, and that's just like the animals, the chicken, beef, and pork. With the issues that are going on with the trains, the railroad and stuff, they're not getting feed to the farmers who raise these animals. So the government's coming in and paying them, but it's only 80% to euthanize their animals instead of getting them to even if they're not full grown, it'd be better meat than no meat at all. And there is a processing plants that are not running at 100%.
No.
They should be sticking that money into fixing the problem instead of paying them to just get rid of the animals.
I agree.
Nobody's just throwing money at it.
Ocasio-Cortez thinks cows fart too much. So this could be just one more plan for the Green New Deal, is to slowly do away with our cattle and
oh yeah.
So
you remember that they were going to tax every cow for their farts.
I'm sorry, I'm blunt. Yeah. I don't think it's funny though about our meat at all.
No, it's ridiculous.
Even the canned meats, like you said, something for a can of chicken. Come on now, you could buy the whole bird for that.
Yeah, and like I said, you could butcher the not fully grown pig, but you still get pork chops and ham and sausage and stuff out of it.
Yeah, you still get meat off of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
instead of it just going to waste.
Yeah,
and legally, they're not allowed to sell it once they get that money from the government to euthanize those animals. They have to. They're not allowed to sell it or anything like that. I'm like, well, just give it to food banks. And
did you see all those cows that were just lined up? I mean, everywhere, trying to say that the heat did it. I don't buy that.
They're raised. They've been bred for that country to be in the heat like that.
Yeah.
And that's what it's. And you have all these mysterious fires and planes crashing into these food plants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Flower plants and things like that produce all that stuff.
Yeah, things are not right. Things are not adding up. They're not right. There's something going on. A lot of theories out there that people don't think what it is. But there's definitely something, and it's not right, whatever it is. So
yeah, you never see the last time the bird flu was here.
I don't remember eggs going up like that. Do you?
No, but it barely did a dent. This time there's millions here, a million there. Turkeys, the whole line of turkeys were euthanized, and then here you got the cows.
Pigs are next.
Yep.
Yep. Well, like I said, is get to canning, get to dehydrating, hunt those cells like you do. I'm bad about that. I focus in on something and I get it in my mind. That's what I need. I should be out there trying to get the best deal that I can get. Instead, I'm zoned in on, like, I'm on meat right now. That's what I'm zoned in on, is making sure I got plenty of meat, as well as, I guess I'm always zoned in on the dehydrated cabbage and mixed vegetables. But yeah, people definitely need to just get out there and do what you can do, like I always say.
Okay, our hours up. Is there anything that you wanted to say that let everybody know?
I think I've about said it all. I'm just glad to be here, and hopefully I was helpful to somebody.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming up. And if you're from here or from my channel, make sure you go over. I got the link at the top. It's pinned to the top and should be down in the description. Go over and sub and check out all of her videos, especially the one that I watched like 3 times, because the making the ghee in the oven. Because I've done it with on the
top of the stove
top, just stirring.
Yeah.
Well,
I know all my friends over here. Hi, Teresa. All my friends from over here is definitely going to show you some love. I have a loving, caring community over there, and everyone is welcome. So come on by if you want to. And yeah.
Thanks everybody for dropping in, and we'll catch you guys later.